Hi, hello everyone, and welcome to my living room. I really wanted to make a video here because I think it's really pretty. It's snowing outside, but you can't see it, and I just like I think it's really pretty, and it's a really nice area to do a video. So as many of you don't know, I got an invitation to apply. I got a PNP nomination with the province of Alberta. So as you may know by the title below, it's about the PNP program, and I want to give you some tips and tricks of how to get an invitation fast. So I got my invitation within a month of applying. Well, I know some people are waiting for it, and I know some people say it's based on chance. Well, I can't, well, while I consider myself very lucky, maybe I'm exaggerating. Let's take two very. I consider myself very lucky. There are things that I think is very important to keep in mind, or just logical to keep in mind whenever you're applying for that. So, and these are tips that people don't really talk about because tips that people give are mostly like paper-based and professional and whatnot. What I'm going to tell you is very important in my opinion, but it's not necessarily like professional. You'll see. So first of all, what you need to understand, the first tip I would give is to remember that the person processing your application is actually a person. It's not like a computer. It's not someone heartless. It's not someone like who doesn't have feelings or emotion. So what I mean by that is that sometimes there are people that would have a bad day, and I'm pretty sure you've heard it. It's like, oh, that people got it, and for me, like I was missing a document and they asked me to send a document, and the other person would be like, oh, it was not the case for me, I had to redo everything over again. Like, everyone has bad days, and it might be that that person had a bad day. And you would say like, why is that your problem? Well, it's your problem because this person is processing your application. So try to put yourself in their shoes. It's exactly the same if you were a teacher or you were a student or you were working with a boss. Like, try to put yourself in their shoes. So when I do my application, I always try to make that person's job easier. When I do my work at work, I actually try to make it easier so that they don't have to come after me and check and redo and whatnot. Same thing with the process. So let's say, for example, for this one, they needed my bank. I forgot which paperwork. Maybe I should have a separate video with what paperwork because I didn't make a list about that one. But I do remember that I needed my contracts from like my previous employers. So I needed that. I needed, what did I need? I forgot. I'll make a list of what I needed, because one thing you need to know, when I applied, I actually applied for AINP, which I was not accepted for because, yes, I'm in tech, but I was not in tech for a year. So the way I got the nomination for PNP is because before that I was in administration and actually worked there for a year and a half. So I asked my employer for that. So they give me the contract, they give me all the details, and I make sure that is exactly what they ask. So if it needs to be on a letterhead, I put it on a letterhead. If they ask me to have XYZ information, I put that, so that they don't have to come back and forth and be like, hey, can you give me this, can you give me that? I try to make their life easier. So, and it's going to make your life easier, because if you do it exactly as they want, they're not going to come back and forth, and it's going to process way faster. Because if they come back and forth, they might not reply to you the same day, they might reply to you the next business day, but if you have like all of the information, that's fine. And as a manager has always said to me, it's better to give more than not enough. And I'm not, don't mean like overwhelm them, but like, for example, I had a contract, and so I had that contract, I gave a reference letter, and my manager gave me another letter saying like, oh, thank you for being here, for working with us. So I sent that as well. And I also messaged, I was like, you know what, if you need anything, don't forget to contact me. Here's the email. I mean, you need to give the email address. You need to give the email address of your employer, because they're going to contact your employer to see if what you're saying is legit, is true. They're always going to cross-check, proof check, and whatever. So they're always going to do that. But I also said like, hey, this is the name and this is the blah blah blah, and very professional. But if you need me, please do not hesitate to call me, do not hesitate to contact me. When she contacts me, I try to get her information like the next day, and if I don't do it within 2 days, I must say, I'm emailing like, I'm sorry, I'm on it, I'm waiting on this information. It's exactly as if you would be in a workplace. I know some people don't like their workplace, but you are working with a person. It's not as if like, oh, it's their job, I'll do that, I gave them whatever they want. It's their job. It's their job, yes, but how would you like to be treated? Like, doesn't it like feels nice when someone's like, oh, I did that extra step for you? And that's what I think allowed me to receive it pretty quickly within a month. And I think it could have taken less than that, but I was like, it was at the end of my trip to Ottawa. And yeah, I was like between like my work and Ottawa and the trip and whatnot. That's not an excuse. That being said, I was able to do that. But yeah, like I gave all the information I needed. I was very polite. I was very professional in my emails. I was not like too cold and blunt, like this is what, like, deal with it kind of thing. I was like really willing to work with that person. I was like, what do you think you would need to expedite the process? Do you need extra stuff? I will contact XYZ. This is another like email address, because my HR, like my previous HR, was actually on a trip, a holiday to London, England, and I was like, you know what, she is on a trip, but this is the email of someone else that you can contact. She is the co-founder. You can like actually work with a person. If you do that, I don't see why it's not gonna work for you. I mean, if you're legit, if you have all your paper and you're polite and you work with a person, I don't see why it's not gonna work. And I know it's not a tip that anyone would give, but I think it's working in customer service and working with people, being nice and polite and respectful and professional will take you a very long way. Even when I had to apply for a job, sometimes I didn't have the right qualification for my job. I'm the baby. Like, there's people way better than me, but one of the reasons why they hired me as well is because of my personality, of how honest I was. And I'm still the same. It's gonna be almost a year I'm there and I'm still the same person. I didn't try to play games or whatever, and I was like really genuine. And I'm not asking you to be a doormat, but being human and working with people will take you a very long way. So here's my tips for you. If you want anything specific when it comes to PNP in Alberta, I need to, because my PNP is in Alberta, so if you want anything about the PNP in Alberta, please leave a comment down below. I would probably make another video for you if you want, because I'm pretty much updated on that. When I got my nomination, I think it was in September or October, so I'm pretty new. I have fresh news. And yeah, so if you want anything in regards to Alberta, to immigration, to the PNP program, leave a comment down below and I will try to do my best to reply to you. But now, bye, and I'll see you in the next video. You like the setting? It's nice, eh?